Incredible afternoon, everyone. How are you guys doing? Uh-oh, what's going on over here? Okay. It's doing some weird stuff on my phone. I don't know. All right. So, incredible afternoon, everyone. I'm going to go over to I got to go over to my group real quick because we're going to do an at everyone. This is, I think this is will be very helpful. So, alrighty. Uh-oh, come on. As you guys come in, just say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. All right, hold on. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Okay, copy. And then we're going to pay, then I got to go to my other group and we have to paste it over here. All right. So, Roshana, thank you so much for tagging Miss Holder. It appears that she is not in the group directly. So, you can either invite her to the group, or if you go over to either my regular Facebook profile, Shakia Lavelle, or over to Silaholics Anonymous's page, I'm also streaming there. And from there, you can actually just, tag her in it, or tag that person in it, or just share it out. So from in the group, you can't share, but if you just go to either my regular page or my Silaholics Anonymous page, you'll be able to tag them, or just go ahead and invite them into the group, okay? All right, so we did that group. We got one more to do. So just bear with me while I get this all shared out. This is a good one. I mean, we want to know, we were asking about like understanding SVGs, tracing, cleaning things up. I will do a video on layering it all together, but not in this one because I don't have the camera set up. So I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm not going to be able to do it today, but I will explain how you will layer it, okay? Alrighty, so let's go. Did the student union. Let's also do the 30-day training because this is a good refresher for you guys over here. So let's do the 30-day training also. Your exclusive group. Okay. Boom. All right. So all shared out. Let's go ahead and get the TikTok going. All right. Let's see who all is on. Hello, hello, hello. Incredible afternoon. Hello from Tampa, fellow Floridian. Hello. Hello from Georgia. Hi, hi, hi. How you doing? All right. Hopefully Miss Carol gets on. Hey, just say. So funny. I was following this post and wondered what happened. Carol, I'm glad to see you receiving help from the expert. I feel your frustrations. You missed again. You missed what? We're here live, so you didn't miss anything. This time you have caught me live and in color. All right. I have a 15-minute break. This is how I'm choosing to spend my time. Thank you for spending your 15-minute break. Okay, then let me get into it. If you only got 15 minutes with me, all right. So let's get into it. All right. So I am Shakia, the Professor. HSINK365 LLC. We have amazing Sublimation paper and ink on our website, and of course, I teach you how to use Silhouette Studio. There was a post that was posted in one of my groups. I don't really like when my group members are like super frustrated. So if I can help, I try my best to help. Now, as same way, I told her the 30-day training will clear up a lot of these things for you guys. I've created a program where you don't have to struggle alone. You don't have to be frustrated, because a lot of the things that you guys ask, I'm telling you, it's in the 30-day training. I teach you all the tools. I teach about tracing and subtracting and making things easier. So definitely check out that training. Okay. But what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to trace, clean up, and also separate. Since it's Christmas time and it's always so popular, it's going to be the Grinch face. Okay. Well, and the hand as well, because there's a lot of like little small pieces in there. Also with this, I'm going to teach about like when it comes to SVGs, because one of the things that happened with the group member was she was like, she had to trace the SVG, and you never, ever have to trace an SVG. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just group this together. So this is how an SVG would normally come in, right? All of the colors will be filled in. You'll see all of the pieces. Most likely, it will be grouped together, okay? So when you click on it, of course, you're not going to be able to technically separate the parts. However, if you were to simply put this on your cutting mat, right, you could still cut all of the colors, especially if you have, actually, no, that's pretty much standard with all of them. I think cut by color is standard with everyone. So if we go over here to the send, you see, even though it's all in one, all of the pieces are able to be cut. So if you go over here to cut by fill, so let me show you guys real quick. So you're going to go to cut by fill. You can turn everything off. So even without moving anything really, right? You're going to turn on black. It's only going to cut the black area. Okay. If you have, if you want to cut the red, so it's time to cut the red. You click the red, you turn off the black, you're able to cut just the red. You turn off the red. Okay, so we're going to turn off the red. We're going to turn on the green. It's going to cut the green. Okay, we're going to turn off the green. We're going to go to the white, although you don't really see it too much. Like I'm going to turn it off. You can see it kind of like get a little bit. That lets you know you're cutting the white. So it's technically separated for you to cut each individual part out. But some people want to like full on separate it, right? So when you want to full on separate it, you know that you always, as I always recommend, you have to duplicate it. So we're just going to duplicate it, pull this off to the side. Then you're going to ungroup. You don't release compound path. We ungroup. Now, there might be times when you have to release compound path, but that's no. You have to learn when you need to release compound path and when you ungroup. All of that is explained in the 30-day training. So now that it is ungrouped, like the red is by itself. All of the white pieces are by themselves. The black is by itself. And then you have the green. Okay. So you would be able to kind of like save on vinyl by putting the green up here. If you wanted to put a weed box around it, you can either just put a box, or if you have business edition, you can put like the automatic weed box on there. So you have that, right? And then you can move this, and then you can put the white on there. You can put a color on if you want to see where it's at. Then you can move that. You can put your red right there. And then, of course, you can do your black and just put a weed box around it, okay? That's all you have to do when you have an SVG and you want to separate it, is ungroup. You see all the colors there and it's an SVG. Just continue to ungroup until you have all of the pieces separated, all right? So hopefully that will clear that up about when you guys are opening up SVGs. You do not have to trace. But let's say you don't have the ability to actually trace, to open up SVGs. You can trace it. So this is just a regular JPEG of the Grinch, and we're going to trace this and be able to separate the colors, okay? Yes, there is a weed box in the business edition. We go over that in, there we go, in the 30-day training, okay? If you have business edition and you didn't know most of these things, join my 30-day training. It's the best $83 you will ever spend. I'm telling you, it is amazing. So go ahead, sign up for that, and you're going to find out so many things that you did not know, okay? Good afternoon, Miss Wood. I know you don't like when I call you that, but I like saying it. So now we're going to go over to tracing, okay? So we're going to bring up our trace box. We're going to go select trace area. We're going to go ahead and put our box around it. And it's already black and white, so it's going to pick up. There's like a few areas in here we can, pick up a little bit more. So we're going to take our threshold up just a little bit to fill in all of like as much of the black areas as we can. And we're going to go ahead and hit trace. Once you have traced it, we're going to click on that. I'm just going to fill it in with color. And as you can see, it is basically this, right? It looks exactly like that. Now, I'm going to change the color to a lighter color. We're going to release compound path so that we can actually change the colors. So we're going to release compound path. All right. I'm going to, I'm just going to fill in, let's see. Now in my class, I kind of teach a way to, color them and know which ones to remove. This has quite a bit going on, but I'm going to keep it real simple. We're going to click off. We're going to make the background black. This is solid. We want to leave this solid. You can make it to where it's like a puzzle when you put all the color pieces in. But if you're a little bit off, if you're doing adhesive vinyl, if you're doing HTV, you press it for too long, it will shrink and you're going to have gaps. Things like this, I recommend just leaving the background solid so that everything layers on top. So this one would be red. Then we're going to click on the furry part of the Santa hat, and we're going to make that white, okay? And we can either group that together, make it a compound path. In this case, it technically would kind of like, they would look the exact same way and operate the exact same way. Nothing would really change. Oh, we have a little piece here. So let's make that white. Now, what's different about this is going to be this little middle piece right here. If I were to make this whole thing a compound path, because we want those little pieces to be cut out so we can see the black through it and not have to put a piece of black vinyl on top. So we make it a compound path, right? Or you can even subtract, but in this case, it needs to be a compound path because of how many pieces. But in the 30-day training for subtract, I explain why it has to be that way. I just don't want this video to be too long. I want to kind of stick to the talking points. Now, I'm going to kind of give you a little quick on the difference in subtract and make compound path. Let's say I wanted the ball on the end to be a different color for some reason. I can't simply just ungroup. It's not available. I would have to release compound path. But then I'm also releasing this part right here. So it's better for me to hold down shift, deselect the ball, and just the brim, like the trim of the hat, I'm going to make this a compound path. Hold down shift, click on this piece, and I'm going to group them together. Yes, they are one right now. If I change the color, they both will change. But if I wanted to change one of the colors, I could simply ungroup. I don't lose my middle piece here, but I can ungroup it. I can click on this, change the color, and I can leave this a different color or put a pattern there or do whatever, okay? But they're both supposed to be white, so we're just going to select them and just group it. We have the eyes here. Some people did the eyes as white. Some people do them as yellow, but you're going to select them both and you're simply going to group them. Now, everything that's left is the face. Well, not quite. This little piece right here, all shapes like that. Everything that you see is some sort of shape. So in order to get the opening between that, like the fold of the hat, you have to knock that out. So we're going to take this little piece, hold down shift, move our mouse and click in the black area and make that a compound path. Okay. Or you can subtract, either or. And we're going to send this to the back. Okay. So now that's cut out. Now the only thing that is left are the parts that is the face. I'm going to put my mouse down here. I'm going to click and drag. I have my marching ants. I'm going to pull it up all the way up to basically the face here. Like I'm to the top of the face. Well, because I came up to here, the ball on the end of the hat is a part of that selection. So I'm going to hold down shift, click on that to deselect it. I also do not need the background. We're going to click on that to deselect it. So you see our box keeps shrinking. I don't need the eyes. So I'm going to click on that to deselect it. Everything else is a part of the Grinch's face. Yes, we don't see the mouth and all the details as black yet. You're going to right click and make it a compound path. It's going to knock all that out. And now the black from behind is what fills in those areas. If you were trying to create a 3D look, you would not do the make compound path. You would just simply color it in, and then you could cut those as many times as you need to create a 3D look. It's not going to always be the same steps. You can follow a video and we can all be using Grinch. But if I'm trying to, like if one person's trying to create something that is 3D, somebody else wants to create, just a layered sticker, somebody else is doing just a print of it, it might be different steps. You're going to use different things like subtract or make compound path, depending on what you plan to do with it next. For this video, the person that asked, they're doing an adhesive decal for a bowl. So these are the steps that I would take, okay? Thank you guys for watching over on TikTok. If you guys can double tap that screen or just say hi, let me know who's on, who's watching. Just drop a hey, drop a hi. That would be greatly appreciated. Also, go ahead and hit that share button. Even if you just click copy link, it counts as a share and it does help with the broadcast. So thank you guys so very much over on TikTok. Okay. So that's that. And then of course I always select it and I remove the outline color because I don't like to see it. All right. Now, if you are cutting this and it is super, super small, here is why when you go to search Grinch, you're going to see so many different variations of this, right? There's a version that is like this one, where you don't see all of the details in his face, because that can be harder to cut out. You know, some people have, like, depending on like your blade, the quality of your vinyl, and then how small it is, it can make it to where cutting those can be a little bit difficult. Weeding those small areas can be a little bit difficult. So a lot of people will remove those completely. All right. We're going to Oh, I don't know what happened to my duplicate. Oh, this was the duplicate because I separated. So I'm going to just select this and I'm going to duplicate it again. To remove those little parts on the inside, because it's like, man, those are going to cut kind of crazy. I'm going to go ahead and add my line color back to this so that I can see it when I release. Whenever you release compound path, yes, it is going to turn everything, whatever colored was there. So that was one of the other concerns that she had, right? When you release compound path, it will all turn whatever color it is. If you have the line color on, you'll see all of those parts. But if the line color is off, it's going to look like like everything went away, but it did not. Everything is there. Okay. So now we're going to come back over to this one. Is that the one I was working on? Yeah. So this one. All right. I'm going to ungroup it because right now everything's grouped together. I see all of my little boxes. I'm going to click off of the design. I'm going to click back on the face. I'm going to change it so you can see which part we're about to change. We're about to change his face. We're going to right click and release compound path. Everything will flood with blue. But because you have your line color on, we can see the red lines. We don't want the small little pieces. We want just the face and like the outline, right? I'm used to this. So I would, as a veteran in doing this, I would actually approach this a different way. But from a beginner standpoint, I'm going to show you what like your natural steps would be as a beginner with trying to accomplish this. I'm going to click off. Okay. I'm going to click on the mouth. I'm going to hold down shift and click on the part around the eye. I highly recommend that you change colors to make sure that is the part that you want. It can be any color. You know, just want to make sure that you have those selected. You're then going to hold down shift and you're going to click on any part of the face, the part that's in this case yellow. Then you can either make it a compound path or in this particular instance only, and how this is set up, you can go over to modify and choose subtract, and it's going to knock that out. You see how I had it as an orange color. Now that area looks black because that is the area from here. We are now left with these little pieces. You can either click on them to delete them. Just make sure that you don't have the face. Again, change the color. Make sure that that is all you have selected and then hit delete on your keyboard. You have removed those extra areas. Okay? That's one way of doing it. If you prefer not to release compound path on this, you can also use your edit points. So we're going to ungroup. I'm going to double click and it's going to show me a lot of edit points. You're going to start at one spot and you can just continue to hit delete point until that whole shape is deleted. Or you can, I'm going to do the same thing in this one, right? Or you can hold down shift, drag and select over points and hit delete point. So that way you are deleting multiple points at one time. And then there's another way, like to me, that's faster, but we're not going to go over that. Not in this video. All right. Oh, wait, there's one more there. And then we can go back in and group everything together if we wanted it all to be together. All right. Now we're going to come over to this hand. It's going to pretty much be the same thing. If it was an SVG, it would already be done for you. All you have to do is ungroup. If it is a JPEG, I'm going to actually do the thicker one here. You would trace it. So we're going to go back to trace, select trace area, place your box. And this filled in beautifully because it's all solid black. And we're going to trace, not trace and detach, not trace by color, just a simple trace. Then we're going to move this over. All right, I'm going to make a duplicate. And we're going to go through the same exact steps. We're going to fill it in with color, release compound path, I'm going to click off, click on the outline and make that black, click on the sleeve and make that red, click on the cuff, hold down shift, well, click on one, hold down shift, click on the next piece, make it white and group those together. The ornament, you can do whatever you want to that. Okay, make it a different color, put a pattern in there, you can crop somebody's picture to it. You can even change this to where it's not an ornament. Go ahead, cut it off, and you can put something else in there. You don't have to have an ornament there, right? All right, but that's the story for another day. Now, this little piece right here is supposed to be cut out. It's supposed to be the opening in between his fingers. So you click on that piece, hold down shift, click on anywhere it is black. And you're going to either make it a compound path or subtract. In this instance only, they are the same. Okay. So now that part is cut away. We have all of these little pieces on here. If you want them to remain, you're going to drag and select over the hand and up to those little parts. When you do that, you have also selected the black background. So you hold down shift, click on the black, and all you will have left is the hand. You can change that to a different color to make sure. Well, see, I didn't have just the hand. I actually picked up on the cuff as well. So I'm going to hold down shift, click on the cuff, and change the color again. Now I have just the hand. If I want to keep those pieces, I'm going to simply make it a compound path. If I did not want to keep those pieces because you don't want to deal with all of the little small parts, you can simply weld. So under modify, you can choose weld or go up to the top. You would choose weld. It's going to make it to where all those pieces are absorbed into the big part of the hand. You're still going to have small boxes around each individual part. And for that, you're just going to group it, make it a compound path. You're going to, you decide what you want to do with that. And then we're going to just do it like that. We're going to come back over here and make this white. All right. For the sake of this, let's go file, merge. Let's bring in, is it under documents or is it under downloads? Downloads, I think it is. Let's bring in a picture of moi. It's going to be huge, but it's okay. I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to shrink it down, bring it over yonder. I'm going to take my transparency down. All right, and I'm going to shrink it down some more so that I can make sure that I fit right in there. So now that I know that I'm going to fit, my face is going to fit in there, I'm not going to get cut off. I'm going to take my transparency back up and send this to the back. Hold down shift click on the middle circle and go to crop. Now I have myself in this ornament. Oh, I forgot about this part. You can choose to have this be colored or separated. So you're going to click on them and you can make it like gray, like, you know, like an actual ornament, and like the top part of it, that's normally like the gray piece. This part, we're going to select it and we're going to go subtract to cut that hole out. But this, well, I'm going to make it a darker gray. So it can be gray, it can be white, it can be whatever color you want. If you want this to be one color, this to be another. If you want to add more elements on top of the image that you put in there, you can. Let's say I want it to look like a snow scene. You can crop a snow scene to it. You can put snowflakes on it. You can literally do anything. This is where, as creatives, as crafters, this is what sets you apart from what you can find in a department store, because you can customize it. Okay. Let's see. Let's go file, open. You know what? Hold on. Cancel. File, open recent. Okay, I think this one has all of them. Ooh, that's a little bit too much for this particular one. There's a way to do it, but that's a little bit much. Like, I mean, you have to have the right body one. And his arm has to be a certain way. It's a combination of like maybe recreating certain things, welding certain parts. So yeah, that's a little bit much for this particular live video, but it can be done. I'll show you, like I've changed out the head on one and then put a different one. So I just wanted we're going to ungroup. Look, I'm even going to give myself the elf hat. All right, so I'm going to group that. Not group it, I meant to copy it. And then I'm going to bring this over here. Ungroup. All right, I'm trying to grab. Well, I can't grab my Okay, there we go. I was like, why can't I grab? I still can't grab this one. I don't know why. All right, we're gonna select. All right, that's so weird that it's showing way up there. I don't know what the heck was happening with that one. So I could add snowflakes to it. Well, my head's gonna be cut off. I put my head really, really close to the top. Oh, I forgot the star and all. I'm forgetting a whole bunch of stuff on this one. It's not like a true hat. Like, it is still a cartoon hat, but I could have done this. And then my head is too hot. Well, you know what? Hold on. Let's see. Should I bring myself down? Let's see. We're gonna go pan. Let's bring. I see. I can't really bring myself down. I would have to go in and like cut it and do all that stuff. But just to show you that you can technically add other elements to it. I can fade off the bottom with my fade bar. I can do like, I mean, you can literally do some of everything, you know, with this at this point. So just wanted to kind of show that. And this would be the same thing as far as like separating it. I'm going to take these two and group them together. We're going to select the whole thing and turn our line color off. Y'all know I always tell you to duplicate, right? So we're going to take this and we're going to duplicate it. And now you would be able to separate this part and cut it. Cut the white part, cut the green part. You would cut the black, and then this part would layer on top, and then this would be a print and cut. So we're going to group that together. And when you're doing this as a print and cut, when you go to send, so that it doesn't cut all of the pieces. You don't leave it on cut because it's going to cut everything. You go to cut edge and it will cut just around it. And then you can layer that on top. Okay. We're going to go back to design. And okay, wait, someone says, what is the fade bar? So it is an element that I sell on my website. So I'll show you what I mean. We're going to go file. We're going to go merge. And I'm going to go white fade. And I'm going to double click on that. All right, so this is here. And I'm going to shrink this down. I'm going to take my picture. I'm going to copy, paste in front, remove the color. So I'm going to hit this one right here to remove the color, hold down shift, click on my fade, and I'm going to crop. And, oh, I didn't paste in front, so my bad. Wait, I thought I did paste in front. I guess I didn't. Okay, so now I'm just going to go and paste in front and send it to the back. I thought I did the first time, but I guess I didn't. So I can create a fade there. So I can put my name there. I can put something else there. Like if I wanted that to look like the snow was falling into it. I mean, it's a lot of different things, and I have different colors. So that is a way to blend off bottoms as long as it pretty much blends into it. Okay. So that's just how that goes. So you can do like all those different things in Silhouette Studio. And okay, so you just got on. All right, you'll have to watch the playback, but what I will show you is what I was trying to tell you earlier, right? We're going to, what the heck is going on here? Why are you not? Okay. I'm going to subtract all, okay? How yours is currently set up right now, because of how you traced it, you have, we're going to ungroup, you have an outline like this, right? So what I was explaining to you to do is to release compound path. Yes, everything is going to be black, and then you're going to weld it. Once you weld, that becomes solid. You're not cutting out all the small pieces. Here is now the layering part. Once you cut all the pieces out, you're going to put this one down for, like, it depends on how you're going to do it. If you're going to do it directly onto the bowl, you're going to put the black down first, and then you will start to do the other pieces, because you have a name on top of yours, right? So I'm not going to put a full name, but I'm going to put an S right here, and then let's use the Grinch font. So what is it called? Is it called Grinch? I don't think it's called Grinch. It's called, oh, it is called Grinch. Okay. So I'm going to use the Grinch font. I'm going to make it green, and I'm going to shrink it down. Okay. So let's say you had a word or something going across. I'm going to group those together. When you are layering yours, your green is going to have to be your last layer, because it is an S on top of the white. So you would take your white, you'll put your black down. I'm sorry. Then you'll take your red, and you're going to figure out where that goes. You're going to, put that onto the bowl. You're going to take your white, which all of it should actually be grouped together. Don't know what happened with it. And you're going to place that on there. Then you're going to take your green, and you're going to place that on, so that it all layers on top of each other. If you are going to layer it before you put it on an item, you layer it in reverse. So we're going to take all these apart. So we just cut out everything. You have to make sure that your so this is going to represent transfer tape, y'all. So I need you guys to somewhat use your imagination, because last time I did this, I was like, oh, that makes no sense. I'm confused, blah, 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 blah. So you got to have to use your imagination. Your transfer tape needs to be the size of your black. So when you're cutting it, do not cut it based off the size of the first piece that you're going to pick up. It needs to be the size, like bigger than the black part, okay? And I'm going to take this, I'm going to fill it in with color. I'm going to take my transparency down so it's solid. You have to make sure that the piece that you pick up falls like a little bit where it should, right? So you can kind of take your piece and put it like on top, right? Just kind of get an idea of where it should be, so that when you put your transfer tape on top, you're going to pick it up in the general area it should be in. So you're going to select that. So you're going to put the transfer tape on. You're going to use kind of like, I recommend using like the parchment paper method. If you're not going to use registration marks, like I said, I have to do that in a separate video because my camera isn't set up and I don't have this cut out. Then you're going to take that and you're going to put it over, which I gotta zoom in. You're going to put your white and you're going to line that up, and you're going to pick up your white onto the transfer tape. Then you're going to pick up your red with the transfer tape. Then you're going to put them all on top of the black. Once you squeegee it down, you take it apart. You'll then have it completely layered, and you put that onto the bowl. When I released Compound Path, it came back with all the colors like in the video I sent. So unless you did like a trace and a tat, I don't know how it would come with all the colors unless that was a JPEG. If it was a JPEG, then that was not an SVG. An SVG, you missed the first part, so you'll have to watch. Unfortunately, you have to watch it from the beginning. But if it is a true SVG, all you would have to do is ungroup. When you ungroup, you should see a bunch of boxes. That's how you know it's an actual SVG. If it was not an SVG and it was simply the background of it, then yes, once you release Compound Path, you might see all of the colors because you just took the JPEG and just brought back all of the pieces. But you can watch it back to see how to properly trace it, because I think you said that you did trace by color, and you don't necessarily have to do trace by color. You can just trace the black, release it, and do all that kind of good jazz. Hey, Huns, how you doing? So if you send it to print, how do you make it cut a line? So yeah, you just make it, you set it to cut edge. Good afternoon. Can you please tell me again what's the version to add? I use version 4.3.370, 32-bit if you're using a PC. 4.3.370. It's under legacy. This is amazing. Thank you. Good morning from Alabama. Thank you for watching from Alabama. Just joined the 30-day training, the challenge. Thank you so very much. You are going to love it. I am a Grinch fanatic in the middle of a customer job, but will be sure to catch on the replay. Thank you. You're very welcome. After working a 16-hour shift, this is just the detailed pace teaching I needed. I understood this so well. Thank you, Professor. Thank you so very much for that feedback. Oh, I read that one. Don't be late on account of me. You are welcome. I love your edit points method. Download Etsy file, and edit points were everywhere. Thank you. Thank you. North Florida. Hello, neighbor. You make it look so easy. It can be easy. It's easy when you practice. It's not, I didn't just start this yesterday, y'all. You have to practice. You have to keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. When it frustrates you, don't, want to throw your stuff away. You just walk away, you come back. Another thing is not trying to learn in the midst of an order. That is the worst thing that you guys can do for yourselves, is trying to learn and figure out something new in the midst of an order. You should be practicing those things before. Athletes, they practice before the game day. They don't try to figure out how to dribble a ball on game day. They don't try to figure out how to throw a ball, how to run a route on game day. You practice those things first, that you're prepared for game day. You're prepared for your orders. Let's see. Yeah, when you were, I actually just showed that part. So here's one right here. When it was like this, when make it a compound path, when it's outlined like this, you should be able to release compound path, and it should all fill in with black. It should not all fill in back with the same colors. All right. Let's see. I have watched your tutorials here and there. I'm in the middle of getting and repairing my home from being catastrophically hit by Hurricane Ida. Man, I'm in Miami. We've been spared. But my heart always goes out to those who were hit by, hit by the storms and pretty much lose everything. So my hearts and prayers are with you. Hopefully, you guys are on the road to repair and recovery. I love how you teach it and explain everything so well. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thanks for all you do for us. Oh, y'all so sweet. What y'all wait? Y'all took some sweet juice today. Y'all being so nice with the compliments. Ooh, y'all making me feel all gushy inside and stuff. Ooh. You're welcome. When you buy one of your programs, how do you find it later? My husband has cancer. I didn't know how to do much, but I brought one a while back. So it really depends on which program you purchased and how long ago you took a class, because way, maybe about 3 years ago, before it was, we still did them via Zoom, and I would put the playbacks in a Google Drive, but we no longer do it that way. All of the classes that were like that, I sent out emails saying, hey, these are about to be removed because I need to take back my Google Drive space. So make sure that you go on and download it. So if you had any of those, I gave you the opportunity to have lifetime access by downloading it. Those are not available anymore. Now, if you purchased the class during the era of me having the Academy site, when it was Silaholics Anonymous Academy, or now it's like, I rebranded everything to 365 Creative Academy. That's where you're going to go to get your classes, right? So you're going to come here to 365 Creative. The actual website is learn.365creativeacademy.com. So if we come here, I don't think if you go to 365 Creative Academy, it goes there as well, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on. Let me go to 365. I think I pointed it to there also. creativeacademy.com. Oh, I guess not. I have to go back in. I thought I had it pointed back to here, but I guess I didn't. But learn.365creativeacademy.com is where you would go. If you are on our main page, it says 365 CA Academy or 365 Academy login. You can go there as well, and it will bring you to our academy. It'll take you right to the login page, or if you go here, you go sign in. Now, it might go to my back end, so I'm not going to do it over here. Let me log in and make sure that it doesn't go to my back end immediately, because that's where it just might go. Yes, it did, because I'm the admin. I need to view my site. Manage learning programs, courses. Hold on. Oh, no, wait. All right, boom. So this is how it would look for you when you go onto the Academy site. You're going to go to your dashboard. If you go to all courses and things like that, it's going to show you like almost everything that's there. You go to your dashboard, it's going to show you your exact like class that you are enrolled in. And you have to scroll down because you may have several pages and several pages of classes. So once you have you see the one that you want, you're going to just click on that to start course or resume course or whatever. And all of the playbacks are there. A lot of the older ones are set up this way to where the playbacks are already there. It got overwhelming when I was doing more and more classes. We're still trying to get it to where all the courses are, all of the things are in here. But with the newer ones, you will have a link to a playlist where they're all there. But we're still working on making it back to like this, to where you're going to come and you can see all of them in here as well. So it just depends on which class you ordered. If you click on the clickable option in my bio, you'll go to our Linktree, which I finally put it on our website. So if you click on the clickable option in the bio, it will take you to our Linktree. And if you go to Learn with the Professor, it has all of my YouTube channels. I have the Essentials Basics to Silhouette Studio class. So should I get the 30-day? I'm not sure. So if you have our Essentials to Silhouette Studio, the one where it's like, it goes over all the tools, but it was done in like 4 to 5 hours. It's the same information. The difference with the 30-day training is you get worksheets. We went day by, like each day was a different tool. We focus on one tool that day, not multiple tools. So in the original one, I was trying to just get it all done like in one day. So it was like a 4 to 6 hour class. I forget which one, I had 2. So one was 4, one was 6 hours. So it's all like in one. This is 30 days. Everything is broken up. You have worksheets and you're able to learn and grasp it a little bit better. So the 30-day training might be better. I have quite a few people who are in both and they like the setup of the 30-day training. I am doing a Grinch theme this year as well. I bummed at this last year, but this year, because of my enrollment in your numerous classes and trainings, I will flourish and combat my fear of failing. Yes, we have to, take out that fear and just be okay. Like, even if you only accomplish one part, you may want to do all these things, right? Last year, you didn't get any of them done. Even if you accomplish one thing on that list, it is a win. You did not fail in completing the entire project. You won on that one task. And that's how you have to think about it. And you can work on the other stuff. We don't have to wait until Christmas to work on it. So if you don't get it all done by Christmas, guess what? Come New Year's, the things that you didn't finish, work on that part as well. And you'll be ahead of the game for next year if you want to do Christmas during that time also. I need to go back through my 30-day training to see some of the steps you used today. Somehow I missed that. Yes. And that's the whole purpose of it, guys, is for you guys to go through it over and over and over and over and over again. Don't just watch it one time. If you just watch that training one time, you are doing yourself a disservice. You need to go in there and you need to practice. You need to practice. LeBron James and D Wade and, well, he don't play anymore, but Steph Curry and Joel and Kyrie and all those people, they practice those same plays over and over and over again. They practice shooting from the 3-point line over and over. They practice their free throws over and over. They go through dribble drills over and over. When it comes to football players, I mean, right now they're in the World Cup. They practice shooting those goals. They practice kicking the ball to each other. They practice bouncing that ball off their darn heads over and over and over and over again. And you guys have to take that same approach. If you have designed something, okay, it's something that I just opened it yesterday, right? So let's go to, actually, none of this stuff is here. So let me just open up this one, right? Even if I accomplished it once, yes, eventually you want to get to a point to where you are only like maybe changing out certain elements and you want to create a template. But as a newbie, I'm going to go through this. And although I have this completed, the next time that I want to do this, I'm going to go through it and I'm going to do the exact same steps that I did to accomplish this, right? So rather than just simply have this part here and I'm going to ungroup. Oh, wow, I ungrouped too much. I need that part. Well, dang. Okay. Okay. Anywho, instead of simply going through like having this one, typing the name over it, I would probably practice the same steps to make sure that I understood exactly what I did to go from this to have it where I don't see a number there. How did I get this to where it's solid? And I have no idea why this is not covered up, because you're supposed to be like that. So rather than like just start from here, I would actually go through all of the steps just to make sure that I understood what I did. Yes, I did it, but what happens the next time you have something where it's similar steps and you get all kind of confused? You practice it over and over and over again. If it was, let's see, open, quick access. If it was, hey, I wonder why hers didn't show up. I just closed it out. That's so weird. Oh, D-Mills Tumblr. There it is right there. If I had like this right here, I would go through. Maybe you can probably still have all the elements on there, but now we're going to go through and we're going to rebuild this again to where I can see like how I did it and make sure that you understand the concept. You guys have to practice and 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 practice. All right. You have to make time. Even if it's just 30 minutes a day, if it's 30 minutes a week, it's not for an order. You're just going to practice something. Practice. I would keep saying that word. You have to do it. If tracing is something that is a hold up for, like, it's a pain point for you guys, you can't figure it out, keep tracing. Go online, find a bunch of different things that you can trace. If edit points, spend a whole day just moving around edit points. Eventually it will come to you. You won't struggle forever. I promise you, you won't. You won't feel like you can't get it forever. I promise you, you won't. Okay. So yeah, that's that. Don't want to go off too much, whatever, but oh, I'm sorry. There is one thing. Oh, someone asked about this. So this is how this Grinch was, right? But I didn't necessarily really want like this one. So you definitely can mix and match. I end up taking it from, I don't know which one is the original one. Okay, so this is the one. So I didn't want this face because he looks kind of cuckoo crazy. I wanted this face, but this one was kind of jacked up. So I ended up getting this one. I took the head off and then I put this head on once I traced and did all that stuff. So I have done that before to where I've mixed and matched things. You can take his hand, but I would have to recreate his sweater so that doesn't look like his hand is pushed up, and then I can take this and make it where it's holding it. So there are ways of you to do that, but it's a little bit more detailed, you know? So, but I do want to bring in, hold on, remove.bg. We're going to download this. Oh, come on. Oh, shoot. Hold on, I gotta go back to I gotta go back to a different one. Hold on 1 second. Because my remove.bg didn't actually download it, so hold on. Oh, come on. Grinch clip art. Okay. Is it done? Okay, because even for something like this, right? If I wanted this to be where I can trace it and just have it be solid green, there's a lot of shading and stuff like that in here, but it will be the same concept. We're going to go to trace. We're going to go select trace area, place our box. We're going to decrease our threshold because we only want the black areas. Let's see if we can get, okay, so I'm not going to be able to pick up just the black areas on this one. Okay, that's okay. I'm going to take it up some. And then let's trace. And then we're going to dang it. I don't think I'm going to have to completely recreate that area. That sucks. Not really. Okay. I don't want to get into that part because it'll make this way longer than it needs to be. And it's not what I really wanted to teach with trying to do. There's a way like I can separate that. I might do it in the student union and show you guys how I would go about doing this one, but it'll just be too long for this particular video. So, because I definitely need to wrap this up. We've been in an hour and it wasn't supposed to be this long. So since I needed that talk, thank you. Always here to encourage you guys, all right? But definitely visit the website, sign up for the classes. There we go. I'm going to go there just to get back to the site. I got to go on my Linktree. I got to update my Linktree. So on the site, you scroll down. Here's a 30-day training. This breaks down everything for you. Have unlimited access to the playbacks. And then we have our last design. And then we also, if you're enrolled in this, we're going to have 2 kind of like review sessions next week because it's I don't do live videos. I don't do classes once my kids are out of school. So I'm going to do kind of 2 refresher sessions. The price didn't include it, but I am going to do 2 refresher sessions because it's more so for me, not going to lie, because those 2 weeks when I'm not teaching is really, really hard for me. So I'm trying to get in as much teaching as possible because not teaching for 2 weeks, I'm going to drive myself crazy. So I'm going to end up doing 2 review sessions next week. It's only if you're enrolled in this. And then we have the 10-day crash designing course. That is going to run from Monday until the 22nd, except the 18th. The 18th, we don't have a session that day because that's a Sunday. I don't work on Sundays. And with this one, if you click on read more, it has all of them. So day 1 is intro to designing. Day 2, we're going to work on some text designs only and how to align and trying to figure those things out. Remaking designs and templates. So I'm going to give you some things that are already set up, and we're going to work through like, okay, hey, I saw this. I want to recreate it myself so that I can customize it in this and the third. So I want to show you how to remake and how to reimagine designs and templates and things like that. Word art and word cloud designs. We're going to go through that. Brush strokes. I don't necessarily do a lot of brush strokes designs, but it's something I get asked about all the time. And it is actually classic. A lot of people use the brush strokes and they'll put, Merry Christmas or fall or 4th of July or even Juneteenth or Black History Month. Like they'll put something, on there. And then we're going to go through some posters. A lot of you guys like the posters that I did and wanted to understand like how I conceptualize those. How can you make sports posters? How can you make senior posters to gear up for graduation season? So we're going to go over that. We're going to go through the split design. That's the one where you're going to have like a picture on one side and then words on the other, but in the shape. So we're going to do that on day 7. Photo collages, day 8. I don't really want to do rhinestones again, but you guys have asked, so we're going to do some more rhinestone designing. So that may not appeal to everyone, but you guys have asked, so we're going to do some rhinestone designing. And then I'm going to teach you how to rearrange. The last day, I'm going to teach you how to rearrange templates. Everything that you will learn in here, like some sort of tool will be touched on, whether it's tracing or subtracting and cropping, adding color. You're going to go through all of that up here. So when we get to this, where we're going to take something and rearrange the template, you're going to have all the elements. You're going to see it set up for one thing, and then we're going to take it and make it work for a different template. All right. You guys will end up with some really cool files as well that you can utilize yourself and use in your designing. So because you're going to create them in the class, whether you do it live or if you kind of go back and watch it, you're going to have some amazing elements that you can then use for your business or your crafting or your hobby. All right. So that's that. That is 113.65. That's, around $11 a session. A single session for me is normally $23.65. So you're getting a great bargain. It's 10 days, $13.65, and it will set you up for pretty much any design. So you're going to make your money back. You are definitely going to make your money back if you invest in yourself, because you will understand how to create some amazing designs and set up things, or even just bring in clip arts to be able to set up things for your customers. All right. All right, y'all. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.